Hello relatives, welcome to this week's Schlagbite for the week February 16th, 2015, entitled Amazing Grace. We're beginning to talk more and more about death and dying ever since Brittany Maynard's story went viral. You remember this brave 29-year-old woman suffering from an inoperable brain cancer who moved to Oregon where she could be prescribed a lethal cocktail when she was ready to die. 3 months ago, Brittany took that cocktail, and whether or not you agree with her decision is less important than the fact that she's left us with an enormous legacy, one that encourages us to discuss our mortality more publicly. Last week, I spoke to an audience about this subject, and I showed them a slide that listed the 3 critically important questions that people needed to talk about with their doctors and with their families when making choices about facing the end of their lives. The first question was, do you understand your situation and its potential outcomes? What are your hopes and fears? And the last, what are the trade-offs that you're willing to make or that you're not willing to make? And then I turned quickly while I was on the platform, and suddenly I got wobbly, and I stopped speaking until my lightheadedness cleared, and then I looked at my notes to remember where I was, and I continued on uninterruptedly. During a short break, somebody came up to me and asked if I was feeling all right, and I said I'd actually gotten a little lightheaded, but that I was fine now. During the Q&A, the question arose as to why wait until the end of life when you're losing everything before addressing those 3 important questions. It would be wonderful, I think, to address our losses as they occurred instead of hiding from our families and from ourselves. And then I asked how many people in the audience noticed my long pause. And then for the first time from the platform, I acknowledged that I had some difficulty on occasion with balance and dizziness, and that I'd been diagnosed with a benign brain tumor that was pressing on my auditory nerve and left me with some balance issues. And I acknowledged my fear that if things got worse, then maybe I could no longer speak and continue to do what I loved. And then I thanked them for giving me the opportunity to say it publicly for the first time on the platform. Talking about your losses openly helps us clarify how we want to come to them. And afterwards, the attendees came up and thanked me for making this difficult subject real for them here in this present moment. If you become aware of your growing limitations, and you can do it publicly, then you don't have to spend the rest of your life hiding from your truth. What you once thought was lost can again be found. And that's an amazing grace. Have a great week, relatives. Remember, in times of terror and loss, dissatisfaction and doubt, that you're not alone in the world. Stay connected to others who remind you that you are connected in love and supported. I say this for all my relations. Mitakwiyasi.